Right, SlimmBob here, time for another review, and this time, I can never figure it out these days, and this time, I'm finally going to do a video about a game that I've been highly anticipating for a hell of a long time, and for a lot of people this won't be a big game, but to me this is like the... as soon as... well, for one, this game's been delayed for about a year. It came out in America and Japan in August last year. And the game I'm talking about is Persona 4 Arena. Yeah, Persona 4 Arena. And yeah, this game actually is the only frigging PS3 game to be region locked. Yeah, that's not a good thing for us European people because Atlas don't have offices in Europe. So when we get a game, like most developers, most publishers, they localise a game for Europe, because the reason Europe usually takes long is because we got all these different languages and it takes time to localise them, but usually a publisher will have a team set aside doing that while the game's in development. They don't have European offices, Atlas, so we haven't had that luck. We've had to wait a year for this game and it has been excruciating. It's been... because normally, well, if you've seen any of my other Atlas games, like on this gen, like Blue Persona 3 Portable and Catherine, I imported them. I had to, because we always have to wait, and it's ridiculous. They need to sort this out. Atlas, it's got to that stage. Please, you have to do this. You can't shaft us anymore. I know we get some nice extras, including this, absolutely. Well, for one, you got a soundtrack, which I ain't actually listened to yet. But I think it's remixes of stuff in-game. And this, if you pre-ordered from game, you got this friggin' incredible vinyl. You got a friggin' vinyl. I mean, I don't even own any vinyls. I got rid of my vinyl player a long time ago because it didn't work. And it's got that really good artwork, a research on. And, oh god, look at this. It's fucking yellow. I didn't even know they did this. I thought that vinyls were just like... they were always black or something. But no, this is friggin' yellow. How cool is that? And it says something there. What's that? Zen P4A. Yes, Zen, you did publish this. Thanks for reminding us. Just to remind it. It's like they're just reminding people. Yeah, we did actually give you this in the end. Stop moaning. So yeah, that's it. Persona 4 Arena. I'm reviewing the game. Enough of this. You've probably seen these already on other videos. People unboxing and all that crap. But I'm going to talk about the game. And what I like and what I don't like. And... yeah, it's a good game. I think it's a very good game, actually. To be honest, I'd say this is probably, in terms of fighting mechanics, this is the best game that, what they called, Arc System have done. The same people that do, like, Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear, and, what was that other one? Arcana Heart. So they're good. They do really fun. They are technical, they're fighters, and this, I'd heard it was technical. But Jesus bloody Christ, this game is technical. It's lots of different states depending on how far you're into combos. There's so many possibilities though. That's the thing, many technical fighters make it very difficult to understand, whereas this, there's very few moves in the game. So because of that, you find it very easy to experiment, and it's so easy to experiment. It's so rewarding for it. It's easy to get different kind of combos. It's a bit like Street Fighter Cross Tekken now. That takes Tekken, that takes Super Street Fighter 4 and actually lets you do proper combos. If you've seen any of these guys' games before, expect same thing. It's that same brilliant, bright, colourful, just so beautiful to look at, this game. They have a really good, really detailed characters. The characters themselves are captured perfectly. It's not just Persona 4 characters either, there's some... well, if you look on back, I bloody showed you Aegis, Elizabeth, Akihiko and Mitsuru, you see there. So yeah, I weren't going to try and avoid spoilers. Nah, everyone knows that they're in it. So there's some characters from Persona 3 as well, which is nice. And they all look really good, they all look really authentic. In terms of sound, like the voices, they're the same. Except Chie. Chie's voice is the same as in the Persona 4 anime, which I prefer. I much prefer that voice. It's not like the voice actress were bad for Chie in Persona 4. It's just it wasn't suited to that character. But yeah, they sorted that. That's very good. Teddy still don't quite sound as good. I'm sorry. I really like Teddy's voice in Persona 4. The guy who does it now, he does a good job of replicating it. But then, you know what? In the end, it don't matter. It's the same character. Or is it? I don't know. You see, that's the thing. He's the only character. I don't think they quite got him right. They made him... I know he was pervy, Teddy, right, in Persona 4, but every line that comes out of his gob in this game is like sexist stories. You know, he say, "Oh, you're so cute," or like, you know what I mean? Like, there was that running gag in Persona 4 about him scoring with him and stuff like that, and they kind of push that even more in this. And pretty much if you follow Teddy's story, every single line is him making a gag about being right charming and them just rolling their eyes, and it does get old. It's a shame they did that to Teddy, because all other characters, they're just right well done. I mean, even Yu Narukami, they made him into a character. I didn't think they'd be able to do that. They did it in the anime, but that had a different team of writers. I'm really glad that they managed to do it in this as well, though, because you do feel that Yu has a big part in this story. At least I did. At least in calming things down. And that's what's beautiful about it. It's not just a fighting game. I mean, you have games like Mortal Kombat, even BlazBlue, I'd say, they really praised for having strong single players. Soul Calibur 2 are still, that's good. Soul Calibur 2 and 3, Jesus. But all of those fighting games, their stories aren't particularly good. Like, the characters aren't particularly strong, but this has the strength that the characters are from an RPG. A bloody damn good RPG, which is known for having brilliant characters and a brilliant story. And straight away, that's an advantage. You don't need to explain what people are doing, who they are, which it does actually. It does, doesn't it? Like, you start off the stories, it's like every other fighting game, you go through everyone's stories, and you have to, like, every single one have their own perspective, so they're telling the story for the first time. It's like, come on, fucking deja vu, come on. But no, I'm messing. It don't do it that bad. Not as bad as some fighting games. Cutscenes are a bit long, but I love characters, so I just loved all cutscenes. And that character there, Labris, the girl, very, very surprisingly very good. You can tell that this was written by the people who did the game. And one of the reasons is they reference things. And you get the odd reference in a lot of these kind of games, but this, it's very, very intricate. It's like key lines, it's little, just small details, it constantly referencing, and it does a really interesting thing, because you have characters, you can play as characters in Persona 3, and this game revolves around a battle tournament inside the TV. I don't really want to say all, because that's part of the fun, like, trying to figure it out. But, alright, look at it this way. When people went inside the TV in Persona 4, what happened? They faced a shadow of some sort. They faced themselves. They were forced to face themselves. Now, the characters in Persona 3 hasn't had to do that, have they? Well, what would happen if they went inside the TV? Yeah, that's what I mean. The characters like that, I've seen Persona 3 characters being dragged into that world and being forced to face themselves, because that happens in a couple of cases, and it's not as extreme, because obviously they have personas, they can't literally face their own shadow, because it is the persona, but it's fascinating to watch that, just to see how these characters, they have changed, these characters have changed, they've matured, and some of them, it does the same thing as in Persona, like Akihiko, when he comes back into it, I didn't like him, I thought he were a bit of an idiot, I thought they dumbed him down, but the more you do his story, the more you realise he's not, the fact that he's, and then he starts facing some truths about how he's running away from his responsibilities and stuff, and it's then you realise that it's written by the same people, the way they make you judge people and then bring out the humanity and stuff, and yeah, it's great. You're not going to get a better story in a fighting game, like, hands down. Like, in terms of story, this is fantastic. It's it really does sell it. Unfortunately, when you beat it, you really don't have any incentive to do it again. Unless you just rate fancy doing it again, but there's not enough battles in the story. Literally most of your time is cutscenes. I'm trying to think with say one character's playthrough. This is after the. There's like a halfway point. This is after the halfway point, so the entire thing. One character's story will get 8 battles, I reckon, max. Maybe 8 or 9 battles. That's in total. And this story took me about 25 hours to do. So in that time, you're not having much fighting. It is literally all cutscenes. But if you love these characters, if you're like me, my entire time in Persona 4 were bloody just talking to people. So if you're like me and you come from that and that's what you dig from it, then you know what, knock yourself out. I think you'll really enjoy it. I really did. Other than that, it's pretty much standard stuff in terms of fighting games. Like in terms of gameplay, yeah, it's a 2D fighter. In terms of game modes, you have arcade, versus. There's a lot of unlockable things, but mostly aesthetic, not that important. You can listen to alt music in the gallery mode, which I really like. Yeah, you can unlock different announcers and things and different navigators. You know, like in Persona, you'd have Mitsuru or Fuka or Rise, like telling you if like something's effective and stuff. Well, you can have them actually talking to you during your battle, which is quite fun. Unlocking them is an absolute joke, and I think this was deliberate. They made it so you have. Do you know, like in Street Fighter 4, you have challenge mode where you have to do with these fucking preposterous combos, and only Korean gods can actually do these combos. Now the game expects you to do those combos with like I think 10 characters or something to unlock all these navigator voices, or you can buy them on the PlayStation Store for $5, and that winds me up. They know what they're doing, don't they? Doing that, they know that a lot of people won't be able to do it, and that kind of winds me up. That I think it's a bit sleazy, that, but I'm gonna try and look at some walkthroughs to try and do it, because the thing is, if I do that anyway, you'll learn some combos. And this is one of those games, unfortunately, once you get a combo, you'll just repeat that combo. And I don't like the fact, when you're online, if you mash square on this game, it'll do an auto combo. It's like a basic combo, but if you have a charged SP meter at bottom, it's same as in BlazBlue. Like, you charge it to half and you can do a special move. If you charge that to half, it does this combo where it does like, it'll take a quarter of your health. Easy for me to say. It will take a quarter of your health straight away. Okay, yeah. And to me, just by mashing square, you can take a quarter of someone's health. You know, that to me, I know people moan about grabs in fighting games, but that's a bit too far for me. I think that's a bit bad. Though, then again, you can get out of some of them. And if you have your barrier burst, you can actually burst and stuff. So, or if you're, like Yosuke, you can trip them up and things. Or you could use half your meter to kick them away. So I mean, there's a lot of possibilities to creating combos, and they even added weird things which I didn't think they would. Like, you have states, so you have like poison and panic, charm and things like that, and each one gives you advantages and disadvantages. And the worst one to have is blooming confused, because it makes it so your movement is reversed. So you try and block, and you end up just walking towards your opponent and things like that. But they say that they never last too long, and they're a nice little distraction. That they just add a bit of depth to it. I think it's pretty cool, that, and they're not game breaking. They really aren't. I like how they've added all out attacks, so you can have this thing where if you time it well, you can lunge at your opponent. It does the same animation as in Persona 3 and 4, and you can choose to, well, just carry on your normal combo. You can rush them, like punch them against the wall and carry it on there, or you can do a you can launch them into air and carry it on up there. So you're constantly getting variation. There's so many options, and it's really easy to pull off once you practice. Once you get grips to these controls, because you don't really control like other fighting games, it does feel unique. It took me ages just to get used to the fact that, because usually, say you're playing Street Fighter, it goes from weak. Alright, I'm going to do it from your side, right? It goes from weak to strong, in like weak punch to strong, weak kick to strong, right? That's just how it is. On all fighting games, it's something I'd put in our brains, that it goes weak on the left, strong on the right, right? But in this, you have weak normal attack on the top left, strong normal attack on the bottom left. Then you have weak persona on the top right. I'm just swapping these directions, I apologise. And strong persona on the bottom right. So, I know that sounds a bit petty, right? You can change them controls if you want. But it's very confusing, that. I found that so confusing. Once you get used to that, it's really fun. And it makes sense. Once you get that, the way the buttons are placed makes perfect sense. And it makes it so that when your persona's been broke, because that can happen, if you use your persona so many times and you're attacked while your persona's attacking, if that happens 4 times, you can't use your persona for, like, I think over 10 seconds. And that can turn the tide quite a bit. So that allows you to not to just focus on them buttons, which is alright. So, in a way, I've not to moan about. I really enjoyed this. The online, I don't think many Americans are playing online on this game. That's all I'm going to say, because the other people I've been against is pretty much British people, like people on F. Like you graded, you saw it on F. Everyone who I've played has been on F, except this one guy that were in A, but he must be a nutter and play it a lot. So, well, not a lot, but well, he must do if he's in A. Shut up, Thomas. Right. So the online, it takes me a while to get a match. There's a lot of lag. Well, I say a lot. It's not that bad, but these combos can be very precise to pull off. So you find yourself button mashing online when you know you're better than that. That's something. All online fighting games still have that problem. I don't understand why the fuck they're still pushing fighting games to be online. It isn't what they're meant for. They're meant to be in the fucking same room. People watching, cheering. You can't beat that experience, but now, that wound me up, that blooming Persona Europe's Facebook page. They're like asking everyone to put their online IDs in for online matches, and it's not the same. It's not the same experience, but it works, I guess. And one thing I do like, which is cool, because in most fighting games you pick a title, don't you? Now, in this one you kind of do that, but you pick out keywords. You have a list of words, and you can pick 3 of them. So I only found 2 that I really liked, and in the end I was called Miraculous Bastard, because, well, when I win it's miraculous and I'm a bastard, so there we go. And I ain't lost as Mitsuru online yet, which is fantastic. I'm right happy about that. So I thought I'd be awful online, but I'm not. I'm kind of alright. It's not that high level. If you've practiced, if you've done arcade, if you can do arcade mode on hard, I think you'll be fine. I think you'll lose a lot and you'll win a lot. So, well, you win. Even if you don't win a lot, it's really fun. So, yeah, I highly recommend this. If you're a fan of fighters, hell fucking yeah, get this game. You'll love this game. It feels different. It feels really polished. It's Light Blaze Builder fighters are all different. They all feel different. It's fun just to learn them all, and it takes a lot of mastering. But I highly recommend it. And the story mode, if you've not played Persona, and you fancy something a bit more casual to try and get into the franchise, I highly recommend it. It's a good way to start. It's a great introduction to characters, even though you might not understand what's going on some of the time. That's something I like. I know that might be that might be a bit bad, but I do like the fact that you have to have played Persona 3 and 4 to fully understand the story and to appreciate it. I think you get the key plot. I mean, really it's about Labrys, this isn't about the other characters, it's about her. So, and it does have a full chapter, there's no gameplay, it's all cutscenes, but that was my favourite chapter in the game. I was actually close to tears at one point, it was that well done. You know, this is like, the cutscenes are like BlazBlue, they're presented like a visual novel, so there's no actual animation in it and stuff. There's odd anime cutscene, but it's not like, you know, the in-game models talking and stuff. It's all text, but it was so well done. It was so well done, and the music, they've used a lot of music from Persona 3 and 4 as well. Lots of recurring characters, just great interactions between characters we thought would never meet up. It was great to see what everyone's doing after these games. Such massive things happened in those games, and it's great just to see it carry on. And it's great the fact there could be 2 games come out of this. They could make 2 more games out of this, and one of the possibilities involves the main character from Persona 3. One of the character endings, if this is canon, I'm willing to say this is canon, too much stuff happens, too much stuff, there is too much that's right, nothing is actually wrong. I didn't spot a mistake in terms of continuity at all. Like, mostly in these kind of fighting games, they just kind of, it feels like a alternate universe, if you know what I mean. This felt like Persona, this was the Persona universe. To me, this is canon. I don't know if that's untrue, but if this is canon, they could actually do another game revolving around the main protagonist in Persona 3. And there's some right interesting developments. So if you're a fan of Persona and you don't fucking own this, what the hell? Are you joking? Are you bloody joking? This is the only Persona fix you're going to have until 5th one comes out. That's probably going to be 2 years, because bloody next gen's not been quick enough. So we're going to have to wait for Persona 5. Well, I just get this game anyway, it's right laugh, really good. And the only thing what I'm moaning about, right, why the glasses DLC? You know, like in Persona 4, they had to wear glasses inside the TV. You think that'd be part of the costumes as a bonus. Now you have to fucking pay for it like a £5 for fucking glasses. I paid, you know, like a dickhead. Because I need them, you can't have them without glasses. They need them. And you get this right cool visor for, like, Aegis and Labrys. Oh, it's really good. But I highly recommend this game. I don't know if it's a 9 or 8. I don't think the story mode has enough replay value. Though in terms of mechanics, I'd say this is best, other than Super Street Fighter 4, this is best. This is better than Super Street Fighter 4, you know what? It's a 9, this game. I think it is. I think it is that good. I've literally not played this and not absolutely loved it. Like, every second playing it. So, fuck it, it's a fucking 9. The thing is with fighting games, I find them very difficult to score because it's a niche market, isn't it, really? The people to really get the money's worth out of these, they have to be big fans. But I think this does a lot different, and it does a lot fresh. That I think it is a step above. I think this is a benchmark in fighting games. I'm willing to go that far. I highly recommend it. 9 out of 10. It deserves it. Second glance, it bloody deserves it. It's a very good game, this. And it doesn't hold back on its themes. It's freaking Persona in a fighting game. What can I say? Buy it now. It's a fantastic game. If you played it, and if you played it last year, because you're bloody jammy sods in America, right? And Japan. If you played it last year, what were your thoughts on Persona 4 Arena? And yeah, let us know what you think. I think it's amazing. I'm glad I waited, and I got this right good soundtrack that I can't bloody play because I ain't got a vinyl player, but it's not end of world because I have the game, and I only paid 32 quid. Get in, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah, this is SlimmBob, thanks for watching, and goodbye.